In a world that glorifies instant success, I'll be the first one to say that things do not come instantly to me. And this is not me complaining. I'm just stating facts. I've always had to work hard for the things that I've obtained. And it's funny because when I talk to people and they see social media, they're like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like, yes, I'm doing this and that. But even if it looks super glamorous, baby, it's work behind these screens. Like, work is always being done. And sometimes I feel like I do get the short end of the stick in life, but again, I'm not complaining. I know that my discipline and my work ethic are always going to take me far, so I try not to get down about it if I feel like I'm not reaching success when I want to. But I know that it low-key can be easy to get disappointed in yourself, because although I try not to be, sometimes I do get disappointed that I don't feel like, I'm where I should be. But I try not to even think like I should be here. I feel like I'm rambling right now, but I try not to think like, oh, I should be here. But I may have an idea of where I would have liked to have been at this point in my life, and it may not look identical to what is actually occurring in my life right now. So I know that there are other people who feel like that as well, and I'm making this video because I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to get down on yourself. Like, you can do this. So if you're a person who feels like you're slow to success, these tips are going to help you. Even if you feel like you're not on top right now, you're not where you want to be right now, these tips are going to help you. Just listen to them, write them down, and really resonate with them. Tip number 1, stop comparing yourself. When you're ready to change your life, you have to have tunnel vision. If you're looking at everybody else and what everybody else is doing, you're going to feel like you're behind. There are so many people who feel like they're behind just off the strength of social media alone. Like, you may see somebody post a picture and you be like, dang, like I wish I had that. And you just start comparing yourself. You got to stop comparing yourself. You have to have tunnel vision, because when you do have tunnel vision, your life is going to change. The only reason you feel like you're behind is because you're comparing yourself. If you weren't comparing yourself to another person or other people, you wouldn't have a benchmark of what success looks like. But because you're looking at everybody else and they may tell you, you need to be married by this time, you need to have a house by this time, you need to have an apartment, a car, you're thinking, I have to do this by a certain age, because you're trying to keep up with them. When you stop trying to keep up with people, the only person you're in competition with is yourself. That's the only person that you need to be focusing on outdoing, is your past self. If you're doing better than you was yesterday, you're okay. And when they say comparison is the thief of joy, they are not lying. As soon as you start comparing yourself, you start to feel down about yourself. You don't see all the good things that you've contributed to this life. There's no need to compare yourself either, because you don't know what somebody else is going through behind the surface or under the surface. They can have the best YouTube channel, they can have the best TikTok account, Instagram, they can look so glitz and glam, and their life can literally be falling apart behind the screens. How many times have we saw people who we may have thought were on top of the world and they come out and talk about how depressed they were? You cannot compare your life, and you also cannot compare your chapter 5 to somebody else's chapter 35. You're comparing somebody who's maybe been doing this for 5-10 years, and you may have just got started at something. Allow yourself to be new. Allow yourself to really work hard. You don't have to have the same success at the same time as somebody else, because you have no idea when they started or what they had to go through to get there. And there's a saying, and it goes like, if everybody comes in a room and they all put out their problems, like, you're not gonna want to take somebody else's problems. You'll keep your problems, because people really be going through stuff. Everything is not what you see. Just like you have problems, or just like you may be feeling slow to success, the same people that you're looking at, they may also have those feelings too. You're not alone in this. People are always going through something. You're not the only one going through something. And that's not to say that your feelings aren't valid, but that's to give you a relatable factor. People are always going through something. So you're not alone, and you're not the only person, and you're definitely not the only person who feels like they're not where they want to be in life. There are so many people who I'm sure wish they were a little bit further along in their career, in their relationship, in their personal life, in their friendships. So you truly have to stop comparing yourself, have tunnel vision, and focus on you. I love the quote that says, focus on you until the focuses on you. That really goes in this journey of success. Focus on yourself, and then everybody else will be focusing on you, and then you will have that success that you want. Tip number 2, create a plan. When you have a plan, I feel like everything starts to get better because you finally have something tangible that you can look at and you know, okay, I need to get to step A, I need to get to step B, step C. You finally know what to do to get to where you want to be, and you can follow that. It'll be easier to focus on yourself, and it'll be easier to see where you used to be, so you can only focus on yourself. Because if you know who you were or where you were at step A, step B, step C, you can go back and look at those steps like, okay, I'm doing better than I was at step A, I'm doing better than I was at step B. I just have to keep following my plan until I get to where I'm trying to go. But if you don't have a plan, you're just kind of winging life, and that's probably why you feel a little discouraged. You don't have a goal, a mission. But I promise you, once you get that goal, once you get that mission, once you know exactly what you need to do to get to where you need to be, it makes everything a lot easier. Whenever I'm just feeling off track, I always make a list. What do I need to do? What am I feeling anxious about? Is it about my business? Okay, what do I need to do in my business? Let me list it out. What do I need to do in my personal life? Make lists about everything. You can write it out, you can put it in your notes, you can type it up, but make sure you have a written down list that you can always refer to, and it's going to motivate you. Cross out each time you finally hit that goal. It's going to motivate you, because naturally as humans, I feel like we want to cross things off of the list. So as soon as you start crossing things off of the list, you're going to be like, okay, let me keep going. Let me keep making myself proud. Let me keep outdoing myself. Let me not give up because I've already accomplished this much stuff. Tip number 3, listen to motivational speakers or podcasts. Listening to motivational videos on YouTube and just like motivational speakers, it always helps me out because it allows me to remember that I am not the only one who was maybe struggling before. Like all of my favorite artists, all of my favorite actors, musicians, they all had to go through this as well. Now, there are a few people who may have been born into wealth, but most people that I look up to kind of look like me, and they didn't have all the resources that they have today. They did have to work for those things. And it makes me be like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. Now, granted, we have different lives. Everybody does not have the same 24 hours, but I promise you, if you commit to doing what it is you have to do, you're gonna get there. Life has no choice but to help you get there. But you have to show life that this is truly what you want. And I love listening to motivational speakers because they help me remember that. A person who and I'm not just talking about like motivational speakers, like actual motivational speakers, but I'm talking about the celebrities that we may all look up to. I was just listening to Kevin Hart and just listening to how he, always performed at comedy clubs, and he didn't have another job because he just knew comedy had to work. And I really resonated with that because y'all know I'm a personal trainer, but baby, I live in LA. So sometimes things get hard and I'd be like, dude, I need to go get me a side job. But then I'm like, no, bro, just work your plan. It's going to work out. Whether you know it or not, it's going to work out. It truly inspires me when I see people who look like me, who came from situations that I've also come from, or going through the things that I've gone through, and you see where they are today. It's like, okay, I can do this. My circumstances is not that bad that I can't get up and work on my craft every single day until I reach that success point. You can do this. If you feel like you are slow to success and you feel like you're not where you want to be, I want you to keep going. As soon as you get off of this video, I want you to make a plan, and I want you to write out your goal or goals. You may have a few of them, and I want you to write exactly how you're going to accomplish it, because a goal without a plan, without action, it means nothing. It's just a wishful thought. We don't need no more wishful thoughts. I need you to write your goals down, and I need you to work at it all day, every day. Or if you're busy during the day, maybe you have a job, you got things to do, work on it on your off time. And I know we all get tired, we get sleepy, but you got to be willing to be uncomfortable for a little bit so that you can set yourself up for the future that you want. So if you got to be uncomfortable and you may have to stay up a little bit later, you might have to stay up an extra 3 hours working on the things that you want to work on. Maybe you are a comic and you want to work on comedy. You may have to go perform at nightclubs. You may have to do some things that make you they get you out of your comfort zone. I don't want to say make you feel uncomfortable, but they get you out of your comfort zone. But I promise you, it's going to be worth it. You have to keep going. Do not give up. You're almost there. And always remember, you're closer to the finish line than you are from where you started from. I really hope that this video motivated y'all. I realized I didn't even introduce myself. If you're new here, my name is Romani. I truly hope that this video motivated you. I really want you to keep going. Don't give up. You can do this. We're gonna get there. You're gonna be happy that you didn't give up. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Follow me on Instagram so that we can connect, and I will see you in my next video.